We are the ones doing it because we are the legitimate party members. And we felt the Court of Appeal, interfered in internal party matters. What the Supreme Court rightly captured is that the court can go into party matters when it involves primaries leading to general election. That is where the court can come in, not in the leadership circle of. So we are aware that if we go to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court will give that interpretation. And Wike is also aware that if we go, that is the interpretation. We believe that this Court of Appeal was not fair, it was unjust. We felt perhaps because Wike has familiarity with the president of the Court of Appeal by appointing her as a chairman of golf club, IBB golf club, and so forth. Maybe
that's a very, that can be subject to scandal, to a scandalous, comment.
No, but I'm not saying anything that is outside.
Yes, appointing somebody as chairman of a golf club does not interpret.
No. If former justices of Nigeria don't accept those type of things, I can tell you so many.
Let alone a sitting.
Yes, a sitting one. Let me tell you this. During our time at the villa, just to break fast, we invited, during Aloma Mukhtar, we invited justices to come and break fast with us. They didn't tell us that they are not coming. But just during the time of the breaking of fast, not a single judge showed up. The only person that showed up was Ladi Umar. And because of the code of conduct. And it is because his office is under the SGF office. So justices severally have said, Justice Erikife, Justice, all the land judges, Oputa and the rest, they have cautioned against civil litigants and the relationship. Now, if you give somebody chairman of golf club, you have built a relationship. You can imagine Justice John Soho, who went to Wike's office. The video was viral. He went to Wike, lobbying for accommodation and lobbying for. Now, these are the things that will now compromise the decision of the Chief Judge of the Federal Court. That's why, at some point, we wrote a letter to him to say there are judges of particular concern.
Brilliant. Now, the BOT decision representing the spirit, the heart, the will of the PDP, generality of PDP members, not to pursue these grounds of appeal at the Supreme Court. Does this say anything about the perception that they may not get judgment swiftly at the Supreme Court? Is that the reason why they are not going to the Supreme Court?
No, there is a communique which has been issued by the BOT. It was an expanded meeting of the BOT. In that communiques don't normally carry sentiments. They carry the decisions taken. Now, sentiments, by that I mean those things that you will say, believing that this is whether you are going to get justice or you are not going to get justice, or timeousness of your your appeal, and so forth and so on. We know that the Supreme Court, as an apex court, is a policy court. And as a policy court, the Supreme Court can take quick decisions without necessarily calling us to say, okay, come and listen to what we are saying. They can take a decision and say, we will inform you for the grounds of our decision later. So all these things are possibilities that the Supreme Court can do. But if we take that route, from now to the period, we don't know when the Supreme Court will even list it, and then appoint judges, 5 justices that will listen to it,
hear arguments, and then give a verdict.
Yes. So these were some of the things that informed our
now. If you juxtapose this jurisdiction, Nigeria, with say America, in the 2020 presidential elections, that Donald Trump filed over 52 cases, some of them terminating at the Supreme Court. Both the trial courts, the appellate courts, and Supreme Court, they heard these cases in a day and gave verdicts. 70-80% of them, the verdicts were given same day. The Supreme Court gave its final verdict in less than a month. being conscious of society's interest in the matter. Now, you would expect the Supreme Court of Nigeria to also have the same mindset that this is a matter of national public interest that impinge on the democratic culture. So, if we're now saying we're not sure if the Supreme Court would even list this, in all this period, appoint judges and all of that, and there is a reference, the PDP POT can give a reference, to the Rivers case situation where President Tinubu suspended the governor, and the 11 governors of PDP filed the case. That matter was not heard until this suspension was terminated and all of that. Now, what does this speak to the perception of Nigerians about our judicial, system?
Well, our judicial system and judicial integrity is at its lowest ebb. I will not say that the Nigerian judiciary is totally useless. I will not say that, because we have had some very good justices who have been delivering judgments in real time.
Yeah.
And we have also had justices who have been not only in real time, they have also been delivering judgments that are seen to be a true reflection of the situation at that time. Now, the Nigerian judiciary is underestimating and disrespecting the intellect of Nigerians. We may not be justices, we may not be lawyers, all of us, but we know when a right is right and when wrong is wrong. And we know when they deliver judgment, no matter how they try to justify it with their arguments, we know that those arguments are faulty, and they do not stand on a sound ground. It is a legal principle that says, in certain instances, when a reasonable man says, yes, this thing is correct, then it means justice has been given. Now, we have reasonable people who will always disagree. Not because as Nigerians we always disagree, but we know when good judgments come. They don't have to be for or against. They can be against or they can be for, but we know when judgments are correct and when judgments are not correct. And so, comparing us with the American system of jurisprudence, I don't think it's even something to all. An ordinary in America, inside a court, they have stenographers. The justices don't take your statements by mouth. You are talking and they are writing. No, a judge sits down and listens.
Shit.
And the stenographer is there taking the notes. And if there is any contention, they ask the stenographer, read social area for the court to hear. Now that's the difference. The technology being used and so forth and so on. Here, no technology, nothing.
Let me also take you back. You mentioned some judges who have been fingered in, misconduct.
That we said they are judges of particular concern.
Exactly. But there's a particular one, Justice Soho, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Who I read over the weekend in a newspaper that the wife was traveling to somewhere in Benue State and was caught with $160,000 US.
Yes.
How did Nigerian judiciary fall to this low level where judges are openly being found wanted in unethical, behavior? How did we get to this level?
At the moment, it is being investigated by the Code of Conduct. Apart from that incident, again, the NJC has set up a secret and discreet committee investigating justice. He is one of them. There are petitions against him. There are petitions against Justice Abdul Malik Joyce. It's all over the social media. You read it. So what we are saying is that Nigerian justices have descended so low as to the fact that they negotiate. They have their lawyers that negotiate on their behalf what they should be given. Now, how will justice
trading justice?
So yes, selling justice.
Justice.
Yeah.
To the highest bidder.
To the highest bidder. Now, how will Justice Oho, in his lifetime, be able to get $160,000? When you juxtapose it with the current exchange rate, what is $160,000? It's over 180 million naira. And how much is his salary? What are his perquisites? Office perquisites that will generate $160,000.
Let me have the last one on this so that we'll lay this issue of the judiciary to rest. What is the implication of what is the role of the judiciary in the current state of our democracy now? Because people are complaining that we're not even practicing democracy. And largely it is because the judiciary, whenever is expected to have stepped in and correct the misbehaviors, the misconduct of unruly or errant politicians, they failed. What has been the role of the judiciary in bringing democracy to where it is today?
Well, our judiciary, with due respect, has largely been compromised. Largely. We had, at one point, I've forgotten his name, he's a senator who does not go to contest election. He will allow all the contests to be completed, and he will file a suit in court, and then he will win and become the senator. We have had in the judiciary somebody who was number 4 as a governorship candidate, number 4 in an election and becoming number 1. Now, these are some of our judiciary's strong feelings. So many aspects of our judiciary that the judiciary has now turned out to be, the campaign grounds. You don't have to campaign, you don't have to contest election. These are some of the things that some of these people do. They wait at the corner. Once everything is concluded, they will just now go to court, and the court will now give it to them.